old Nintendo gamer.
And son.
I've been playing a slightly different competitive game. Cake Bash. I talked about the demo quite a while back now. But I was given the code to put a couple of videos up on my YouTube channel. And just to quickly reiterate what Cake Bash is, it is a 1 to 4 player local and online competitive party game. I say local and online. Unfortunately, I have tried to connect a few times online now, and I haven't met a single person. And I might talk about that a bit more later. But the main mode, when I went through the demo, first of all, it was very sparse, of course, as a demo. You could only choose from between 2 of the main mode kind of party modes, and there were 2 subsidiary mini games to play. So I was concerned that the way the demo put things out was that each game you just clicked on, I want to play this, I want to play that, and then you play through one game, and then you come out and you play one game and you come out. And I thought that would get very, very stale very, very quickly. Fortunately, the main game itself has got this mode called Get Tasty, which feels like a bit like a Super Mario Party kind of mini game. You know, it links events together. And lets you play through a very, very light story, of course, about how to become the tastiest cake. So you get, when you start this Get Tasty, you get to choose from 7 different cakes: a cupcake, slice of cake, a fondant fancy, a chocolate eclair, a ring donut, a muffin, a mini cake, and then you choose your colour as well. And each different colour. For example, a chocolate eclair is called Claire, and then you got a banana, like a yellow chocolate eclair, is called Nana. And each one has a funny take on some name. So you choose your cake, you choose your colour, and then you get into a game. So the premise of this very, very slight story is that the cakes are going to be taken to the shop. You see this wonderful cutscene of being carried through on a tray, these 4 cakes. If you don't have 4 people local, you can add in a few bots to up the numbers. So there's me and my son, 2 of us, and then 2 AI bots. And you're taken through on this tray into the patisserie, and you're there to be sold. When you're there, you kind of break out, and this cake at the top says, hey, you want to be sold? You want to be the tastiest? Then you're going to have my toppings. And to get his toppings, you've got to go through a series of mini games and main mode games to collect chocolate coins. The winner of each round, for example, gets more chocolate coins. You then use those chocolate coins to purchase these toppings from his topping shop. So the kind of one Get Tasty main mode will take you through 11 rounds in total, and will last for about 20 to 25 minutes. So there's quite a substantial, you want to sit down and you want to bash out a half-hour game, it will take you that long. So you'll go through what are called 4 bashes, and bashes are kind of the main meat of the game. They're the bigger, more solid games, and there are 5 bashes in the total game that you could play. First one is Sweet Victory, which I talked about in the demo. This one did appear in the demo. You just fight as sweets are falling from the ceiling. You pick them up and they automatically stick to your cake. And then you can punch the other competitors to drop their sweets and pick them up as well. And it's like a brawl, basically, for who can get the most sweets stuck to themselves in the countdown is about 3 minutes. Then the other one is Fruity Pie. I talked about this one before. You can pick up fruit and chuck it into a pie in the center. The one who can score the most wins. There's 3 new ones which weren't in the demo. And the first one is Cookie Bash, which fortune cookies drop down. You smash them for 1 point. Gold ones drop down. You smash those for 10 points each, and they're harder to break. Then there's Sparkler. This one's quite nice, where you hold a sparkler for as long as you can. Other people punch you to make you drop the sparkler so they can pick it up and hold the sparkler. So it's like a kind of King of the Hill kind of mode. And there's hundreds of thousands where sprinkles are dropping all over the place, and you've got to run around and dodge the obstacles. So that's the 4 bashes. You could choose between each round. You choose by voting which game you want to play and which level you want to play on. Then there's 3 mini games in this Get Tasty, and the mini games, I haven't unlocked them all yet, but I've unlocked 5 of the 8. There's fork knife, which is called Gâteau Royal, which is this cake is getting smaller. Forks and knives are trying to hit you. You've got to dodge them and last until the end. There's campfire, which was in the demo, which you toast the tastiest marshmallows and stick them to yourself. Then there's a Neapolitan, which is an ice cream scoop stacking minigame, which is a teetering tower, basically. As the scoops of ice cream fall from the ground, you've got to be under them to catch them. But as your tower of stack of ice cream gets higher, it gets more difficult not to overbalance and tip them on the floor. There's a couple of other ones like scones and s'mores where you fill up cakes by a little bit of a rhythm mini game and then a bit of an accuracy game linked together. And the other one I saw is fondue or die, where you have to spear fondue and don't spear the gross stuff. There's 3 I haven't unlocked: Caterpillar Wasp Attack and Bakewell Ballet, and I don't know what those are about. But as you progress through the main mode, you unlock things slowly over time. So as you do well in those bash times and mini games, you then get chocolate coins for winning, and you get to spend in the top-in shopping, where you basically get top-ins like quality street chocolates. So you buy one for maybe 3 or 4 coins and stick it to yourself. If you can buy, because you've got to kind of fight your way through the crowd there to buy the one you want, and if you can buy 3 of the same kind, you get bonus points. Sometimes, though, if you're losing and you're behind, there's a gacha machine in the corner, which is cheaper. You may get a massive score from one of those gacha machines, or you may get a negative score. There's the chance of passing these negative scores to other players if you play your cards right. And at the end of all these 11 rounds, all your toppings that you stuck to yourself are added up, and the winner is congratulated. And they get taken away by the buyer of your cake and eaten. There are, as far as I can see, 5 different locations to bash on, so it's not the most extensive of content for a $17.99 game. There's a bakery. There's a patio with that pigeon, which I talked about in the demo. There's a factory, which has this open-top stove, which sporadically lights up and sets you on fire. There's a beach, which is probably one of the better levels, which has crabs walking across the level you have to dodge, as well as doing all these extra bashes, and beach balls bouncing around. And there's a birthday party, which I haven't even seen yet. It's a fun collection of mini games thrown into one in this kind of get tasty story mode. It's well worth you playing once or twice. For longevity, it needs that online mode. And like I said, I've tried 3 times to try and meet up with people online, and what they call cake matching, and nothing's there. So I'm match caking for 10 minutes. Leave it run in the background while I'm making a cup of coffee, come back, and not a single interested customer. As unfortunately I thought there would be when I saw this $17.99 price point for Cake Bash. If it ever drops in price and it has more people join in, that might be something for the future, but I very much doubt it. Fun, but limited.
Yeah, it's so hard to, it seems for some of those online games to break through. If you're not one of the big boys like Fortnite or FIFA or something, the audience for some of those other games is just so hard to find a game.
And it's really delightfully made as well, It's the visuals, the soundtrack, everything feels so good in the game. It's just, you're going to be stuck doing local stuff here.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.